We're coming back to I Will Always Love You today. We're coming to Dolly Parton, the original version, after we did Whitney Houston's live performance.
So good.
And she crushed it. But you guys were saying you would love for us to check out Dolly's version here and where it came from in terms of this number one song for Whitney that blew up and apparently earned Dolly Parton a lot of royalties.
Yeah, apparently the royalties alone let her build her theme park with that money. So
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Yeah, and Dolly actually went to number one on the country singles charts twice with this song because she recorded it originally in 1974, and then I think it was 1982 that she re-recorded it and it went to number one again. It was for a film or something.
Yeah, for a movie.
Yeah, and interestingly enough as well, apparently Elvis Presley wanted to record this, but his manager or something wanted...
They wanted half the producing rights.
Yeah, they were obviously trying to negotiate, and it didn't come to fruition.
Dolly said, no way.
And, clearly,
paid off for her.
Pardon?
Said paid off for her.
Clearly, and then it again paid off with Whitney Houston. So,
yes.
Obviously a really renowned song. We've done, I think, one from Dolly Parton thus far, Jolene, I believe, and that's where this song is from, the album Jolene. So haven't done much from Dolly Parton on the channel at all, and I don't know I can't even remember. It's been so long. I think it might have been a live version that we did of Dolly Parton on the last one.
Yeah, it's really, really long time ago, so I don't remember 100%.
No, I'm second guessing that. I don't think it was, so I'm going to shut up right now. Are you ready to get into the original?
I am. I'm actually very excited to see where this comes from because I was familiar with the Whitney Houston version, so I'd like to see this.
Yeah, let's go.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go. But I know I'll think of you each step of the way. Bittersweet memories, that's all I am taking with me. Goodbye, please don't cry. We both know that I'm not what you need.
All right, Sam. So how you feeling about Dolly Parton? I Will Always Love You. Obviously, very, very different version of this song.
Yeah, it's really interesting, though, to see how she performs this, because obviously as a country singer, especially leading up to this point, she was mostly in the country genre. You can see that influence on this, right? Whereas with Whitney Houston, she's obviously more of like a pop icon. And when she recorded it, she was. So the difference of the influence in the song is very interesting to see, but her vocal is beautiful. And it's also really interesting because I had always heard this song, not Dolly's version, but Whitney Houston's version, and looked at it as like a breakup song almost in that context. But we were reading that Dolly actually wrote this about her mentor when she was leaving the TV show she was working on with him and going off on her own. And now that I'm seeing it from a different lens, I feel like it's such a beautiful song. It's kind of like a departing song of somebody who's had an influence on your life, and you're saying thank you almost. Whereas when you look at it as a breakup song, it's like almost depressing, if that makes sense. So two completely different lenses.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because I have the inverse feeling between Dolly and Whitney's versions. Whitney's version to me is like very uplifting and almost taking the high road in a sense and makes you feel good about it. This one here for me from Dolly makes me, I don't want to say feel sad, but like it hits me differently in the sense that it almost makes me miss that person a little bit more. So you're still thankful for them,
Yeah.
but you miss them more. Whereas Dolly's version is like everything's okay. There's nothing to
You
worry
mean
about.
Whitney's version?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Whitney's version is it's more like everything's fine.
Yeah.
And but I feel like you get that distinctly from the country sound from a few things. The vibrato that she brings with her voice makes it feel almost like a quiver to a degree, but it's so emotional in that sense. And then secondly, the slide guitar that you get, you know, from country music so often really adds this crying feel to it, this essence of like pain and remembrance. And so to me, it's just really amazing how two insanely talented artists can make a song feel so differently for in general and sound so different in general. But then we've just expressed how it hits us so differently from the messaging side.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean about the way that the music sounds, especially like the instrumentation and the vocal and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I was seeing more from like the lens of knowing who they're speaking to, kind of changed my perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sweet memories. That's all I am taking with me. Goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know that I'm not what you need. But I will always love you. I will always love you. I hope life treats you kind, and I hope that you have all that you ever dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all of this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there's not really many other words you need to describe it other than beautiful. And, you know, I think like you talked about, you know, Whitney's pop presence. And I think that's the difference, the biggest difference for me personally. You know, obviously, you know, I don't want to talk about Whitney's version too much because we've already done that. But Whitney's version is pop and like exploding and amazing, sensational.
Well, even the one that we did, right? She had an entire backing orchestra. So like
Yeah.
it was very full.
Yeah, yeah. But the difference for me is that this is emotional. So Whitney's version is supposed to be like fireworks and pop and explode. This is something that you can connect with. And so I'm not saying that it doesn't make you feel things when you listen to Whitney's version, because it will, but it'll be different things. And this is something that I think feels more intimate.
Yes. I would
And
agree with that.
so if I had to summarize it, that's what I would say. I love both of them. This is an amazing song from Dolly Parton, and I can see why it's so renowned and why so many people wanted to cover it, because it's so beautifully written. It's so authentic is the word I would use to describe it.
For sure. And I think she has a very unique, like her vocal is beautiful, but it's very unique as well and very distinctive, right? So I feel like that adds an extra layer of, like you said, that intimacy, that authenticity to the song, because it stands out. And you can tell, like you said, probably because it was so personal to her, you can feel that emotion coming through on her delivery.
All right. Well, we got two versions of I Will Always Love You. And let us know if there's any other ones that we got to check out, guys. Let us know how you feel about the way we describe this, if it resonates with you, and maybe where you were the first time you heard the song. We always love reading those insights as well. So we hope you have a great day. We hope we see you on the next video. And if we do, we'll see you then.
Thanks for watching, guys.